Last time on D&D, you guys killed the necromancer, um, who had transformed into a demon guy, um, and yeah. So you got that. There's a commander who you with basically are like, hey, we have proof. He saw that it was the Duke's son, so they have proof. Um, and you kind of met up with Lawrence and the Duke and explained everything, and the soldier or whatever kind of gave you, or basically were like, yeah, these guys helped. And the foot soldier that got the killing blow on it got a promotion. And then you guys basically Lawrence was like, hey, once we're gonna continue our investigation just to make sure there's nothing else happening in the city. Meet me at our tent tomorrow, and there'll be a reward waiting for you guys for helping with this. And then as you guys were discussing your next move, Yume appeared to you guys, basically like, hey, I finally figured out how to get back out of the ethereal plane, but now I am a very prolific magic user in the middle of a city occupied by Black Vale soldiers, so she was going to probably, somewhat try to, disguise herself or just look more like a normal human, like just get some, civilian clothing or whatever, and just probably tag along with you guys until you're out of the city, or maybe just meet you outside of the city or something.
I'm guessing she probably doesn't want to go with us to meet with the commander of
Meet with
Black Vale.
Lawrence. Correct. But she said that she needed to go to Borealis, which is on the way to the wall where you guys were planning to head to get your curses removed finally.
How convenient.
Yes. So with that, all of that, you guys got a long rest and a level up, and the next morning, I guess, is there anything you guys wanted to do in the city before you leave? Or is there anything you wanted to do before going to talk with Lawrence?
Mushroom omelet.
Okay. Nice.
At this point, Samus just wants to get to the wall faster.
Yes. Because I think it was Samus and Franklin were the only two unaffected, right?
Yes, that's correct. And
okay.
Franklin is mysteriously missing.
Missing? Yes. You guys haven't seen
some
him since
maniac is going around assassinating non-mushroom users.
Okay, Ramvik, you don't have to call yourself out like that.
I don't think I killed Franklin.
Gonna start an epidemic in the Myconid community. Anyways, so okay, if nobody wants to do anything, we'll just say we'll fast track. I'll say Yume is probably just going to meet you guys outside of the city, like down the road a bit or something like that. Because, I mean, yeah. So she's gonna do her own thing unless somebody specifically wants to accompany her. She's gonna just be like, I'll meet you guys later.
That seems like the smart plan.
Sure. Okay, great. Perfect. So you guys go to basically the military encampment is still kind of outside the city. You see that it looks like because of the city being occupied or whatever and all that stuff, they have set up kind of like, I don't know for like the minor damage to the city as they like had started to come in and all that stuff. They have basically like a little like a medical tent and stuff that they're tending to some people, and it seems like they're trying to do their best as part of the investigation to like help people recoup as best they can from the thing. So, but you guys eventually get up to the tent or whatever, and Lawrence is, as you guys approach or whatever, someone goes into the tent and Lawrence comes out and says, thank you for coming. I very much, like I said, appreciate all of your help in this manner. We are still continuing our investigation, but I figured we didn't quite bring too much with us, but I figured for a reward is you could peruse our armory of some things that we have available. And he kind of takes you guys over to essentially like a little makeshift, like probably another tent that is effectively a makeshift barracks, where they have a bunch of extra supplies and stuff. So they have, so pretty much any basic weapons, armor, stuff like that, you guys could probably grab if you want.
We have the money to buy any mundane item, including...
Yes.
Except for like
Correct.
a fucking ship.
Right. I know. Yes. I'm just saying. I'm going. On top of that, they also have. So for those ranged people, they have silvered bolts and arrows. They also so if you want like a quiver or two of those for fighting,
I'll take
things.
them. I hope to never use them, but this feels like a sign.
Do they have a quiver of silvered arrows?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take one of those.
They also have stun bolts and stun arrows that work kind of like, I gotta pull up the sheet of the guy who used one when they were fighting. He used one on the white, I gotta pull it up here. But it's basically when you hit a target, instead of doing damage, they make a save, and if they fail the save, they're stunned for a round. Where was it? Inquisitor? I think it was in the Inquisitor. Stun. Let me look at this. Yes, on hit, the target must succeed a DC 14 con save or become paralyzed for 1 round. So they have stun bolts, stun arrows. They also have shock prods, so if any of you melee people want a shock prod, they do the same thing. They have razor nets, so it functions as a net, but it's made out like a metal net. So it is here. I will post.
Are these finesse nets?
I don't think nets are, unless nets are normally finesse weapons, but I don't think they are.
No,
Never mind.
it's a thrown weapon. But it doesn't care what your stats are? I think.
I thought on average, like when you throw something, you use strength.
Usually you use whatever stat it normally uses. But nets don't do damage?
But yeah, the net
right.
used more like casting a spell, where you make the other person roll a save.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. But the razor nets are if you hit them with it, basically, it takes 1d4 every turn. It's in the net. It takes 1d4 slashing, and then it has a strength save of 15 to break out of it instead of 10 because it's a metal net instead of a rope net.
And the only penalty is they just take damage over time. There's no like penalty to their movements.
They're also restrained.
Okay.
Normal net stuff is they're restrained.
What was the
Might have
DC
to
check
roll a hit?
15.
on the stun
strength.
bolts? And how many can we have?
Stun bolts. It is DC 14 con save on the stun bolts. And they, like, they'd probably give you guys like 6 of each. Because they don't have a huge supply of those, but they're like, yeah. If you want 6 stun bolts, 6 stun arrows, and then if you guys want a shock prod for melee, you could have them.
Is the prod finesse?
No. It's
Wow.
like a club. It's, yeah. The prod is, uses strength. It's 1d6 plus 1 lightning damage for the shock prod. You bash somebody.
I wouldn't mind a razor net. It sounds like fun.
And then they also offer you that they have a couple. Well, there are some new prototype things that they have gotten from their inventor. That they brought a few, and they'd be willing to part with one if you guys would like it. They don't really remember what the technical name for the whole thing is, but I think it's called like a mag. It's called like a mag pulse something. But essentially, it is a little device that it will emit a magnetic pulse that repels things that are attacking you. So essentially, the mag pulse lets you cast shield once per day, effectively.
Ooh.
I'd take it. If no one else wanted.
I'm sure all of you would. But
I don't mind. There hasn't really
Nobody else wants it.
It's basically a little device that you like attach to somewhere on your person, and it builds up charge, and then you can slap it and it'll pop out, and then it takes about 24 hours to recharge. So
do you react to slap it?
Yes.
You have shield, which is
Yes.
Yeah, you can have it. Although, if nobody else wants it, was a wild statement considering you would use shield.
If you guys have those rings that give you more AC, how much is your max AC for them? Like who can?
What?
What's the highest you can get to? Didn't you get like a ring that boosted AC from Cliffport?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did we?
I don't
What's
remember.
the max you
Yeah.
can get your AC to now?
There was a whole
Got
thing about whether or not we should give it to Franklin, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's right. Did he bond with your ring?
Who is
I
Frank?
think Torrid might have ended up
No,
with it. but-
I ended up with it.
No,
'cause
we
I had
gave
the
it
most
to
AC.
whoever had the highest.
yeah.
In fact, I think I already used my reaction in defensive duelist, so honestly, maybe someone else should take them. +5 is a lot, though.
+5 is a lot.
Defensive duelists can get up to +5.
Read the extra text on this version, though.
Extra text on what?
On Magpulse that was linked.
Must be with a
Attack. Invisible
It's only
barrier.
against attacks that use metal.
Hmm.
Oh, I guess I did have that as like a flavor thing.
I don't
Well,
think that's a
I
bad thing to put in there,
I think-
Sam, to be clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does make it noticeably not just as good as Shield.
Mhm.
Mhm. I mean, I wouldn't be against taking it, but like that's the kind of thing you want on a frontliner that's not gonna get bored and fuck off. And I have mobile.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I'd be fine with Torrid.
Give it to
or...
Torrid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
More items being forced on Torrid.
I mean,
It's great.
I'd be
Um,
willing to do it.
Fight, fight,
Oh,
fight,
I
fight.
had that was fun.
Grindstone.
Mostly, I'm just also thinking I have uncanny dodge. So, like, I also have things to be doing with my reaction.
Could I super retroactively take an ability score increase instead of defensive duelist and then take the mag pulse anyway?
No.
No.
Also, that would be bad.
Defensive Duelist is a good ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
but
is
mag-
like, it's only useful against, like, humanoids.
I guess.
And only some of them.
Sorry. There's another thing that we had that I found that I'm trying to double check to see.
Oh, and it's proficient. So actually,
Yeah. In fact, Defensive Duelist can end up being better than Shield.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah, it scales.
It's always nice to inadvertently make a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they have they also have a small collection of some new that they'd probably be willing to give you guys a few of these. But they have these little firebomb things that you can throw.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
How much carrying capacity does Ramvik have remaining?
None. I pick up the armory. What? Alright. How many firebombs can I have?
They give you 3 of those.
Okay.
This uses strength, doesn't it?
Wait, what kind of firebombs, Sam? Is there like special properties?
The one that he posted in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's a little. It's like this
Throw it.
this thing that you light it. You know.
Oh, gotcha. I
whatever,
understand.
And then it's.
I was just reminded
Throw
of a
it.
conversation that me and Sam had yesterday, and I was really hoping we didn't act on that.
No.
It doesn't say half damage if they make the save.
Oh.
Correct. It
must
is
exceed-
a waste of an
Yeah.
action,
Yes.
but you know, so are the oil Molotovs I keep throwing. So
That keeps happening.
Also,
That's what we
it's
do.
each
We buy
creature
more oil for Molotovs.
I do buy more
Also,
oil.
this is
I
each creature within 5 feet, where the Molotov is, I think, just that one square, isn't it?
Mm.
right. Mm-hmm. And this has a damage worth spitting at.
Yeah.
So those are the things, and then Lawrence also like ruffles through his like vest and pulls out a thing of paper. And he says, if you, since you were heading, I heard you were heading towards the wall. If you are going, as you leave, if you happen to pass through Black Vale, he hands you kind of like a sheet of paper or whatever, and he says, "This is a writ of passage, for in case any of you are stopped, for any reason, and also, this could, if you happen to pass through the Veiled City, which you would know is the capital of Black Vale."
That's a little long enough.
Oh, you can show them the map now. He'd probably show them the map.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tim made a map for Black Vale.
Tim did.
Max, look it up. I need to see.
Whoops. I accidentally left. Give me a second. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, there's the Veiled City. This bridge over here to the east in the center, that is the bridge that goes across the big river that connects Storm Harbor to Black Vale.
Yeah, Brian, I bet that city has mediocre DPS.
Yeah, I bet it does.
But they said, if you stop in the Veiled City, then you can stop at Varric's workshop, who is the head inventor of
all the things you just received.
All the things you just received. If you're looking for any additional upgrades to your equipment and such. He's been fiddling around with some new, I don't know, technology, things that can apply some sort of essentially like pseudo magic items, let's say. Not he doesn't say that, but in
Oh, I was gonna say, if he said that, that sounds heretical.
He has found
You're
a
right.
way
It starts
to
invading Black Vale.
eliminate magic from our area.
This feels like he was trying to say that he can create items with special effects that don't use magic. Which is
Sure, but I wanted this to end with Captain Lords invading Black Vale for magic use.
and then he's like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Yes. But so yeah, he hands that to Samus as who he assumes is the most responsible member of your party.
Oh, thank you, sir. I think this will make our travels a lot easier.
Do they
by
have-
looking at this map that I've never seen before in my life, it seems like we need to go right through Black Vale to get to the wall.
I mean,
that shit on the
just
right
haven't
the
made
wall?
the other maps here.
That's what I just kind of assumed.
Oh, this is the wall. However, the dragon Defender City, which is like the big city that is attached to the wall, is up north to the
It's in Borealis.
east of to the east of Borealis.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you went straight, you could go straight up through the Veiled City, and then over to the wall once you go up into Borealis, which is where Yume was planning to go anyways.
How convenient that our story threads all point in the same direction.
It's almost like this is a TTRPG.
All right,
I'm
so
going to go get dragged away by the thread of fate. Who's with me?
obviously we just go straight through the kingdom, hop the wall, and then we don't have to deal with fucking people as we head north.
I agree.
Yeah, he just said to go to the wall.
That is technically
I don't-
true. You would
I don't know if the
Well,
word
for one
defender.
of you.
Uh,
I don't
they
know if
have
the
one
word
of you.
Defender City ever crossed his lips.
Final boss, Blightmaster Ramvik.
That is true. Nobody ever mentioned Defender City. It was always just touch the wall and then you'll be cured.
I'm sure Ramvik thinks that.
Do they have silvered javelins?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Do they
I
have
wanna see
silver
those.
daggers? Daggers are
They probably have silvered versions of most melee weapons and ranged weaponry.
kind of want to replace all of my javelin daggers because I can at least hit with those.
Yeah.
Because they're finesse.
Yes.
Sure.
We'll see.
I'll
I did hit
replace
that one time before
my
Jack used his
javelins
shield.
and my hand. I'll replace my javelins and hand axes with silvered versions of the same.
Yeah, same. Is there anything that's resistant to silver? I feel like it's usually just a strict benefit.
Rust monsters? Maybe?
You encounter a group of rust monsters.
I think rust monsters are a problem for most of our weapons, though.
For everybody.
more bad than normal weapons, but
Yeah.
one could argue that silver doesn't rust, it just tarnishes, which doesn't destroy its structural integrity. And one would lose that argument because it's a supernatural effect.
Are you gonna spend your action against the rust monster arguing with it about not rusting
no,
your
wait.
weapon?
It says non-magical ferrous metal object. So if these are made out of silver instead of coated in silver, they are actually rust monster proof.
Oh.
There you go.
Nice.
All right.
There you go.
Anyway, I would like to pick up 2 silver daggers, if that's on the table.
Yeah,
Yep.
same.
I will trade in my regular daggers.
Thanks. We will these will find a purpose. Don't worry.
They will melt
guess-
them down and use them to make replacement things for saddles and
Use them
Yeah.
to stab necromancers.
Look, I'm not attached to those daggers. I don't care. I wouldn't be
Guess I'll
trading in
also
my
get-
daggers if I cared about them.
I guess I'll also get a silvered longsword. Just
Okay.
because I'm not replacing Nappa's greatsword.
You
I
can also
really
get
hope you wouldn't. Yeah.
you can also get weapons silvered for 100 gold.
Nah.
Theoretically.
But
I know
Stand
that
the fuck away
coated
from
it.
my stick.
Oh, sorry. You know what? You know what I should do?
Yeah, because you're not heading to see an inventor or anything that can help people with sticks.
How much to get my weapon like bedazzled?
That's
the
a
Black
different
Vale
question.
army will. That's a question for if you go see Varric.
No. If you want to be bedazzled
just
with actual gems, that's probably expensive. But you can probably do you with real cheap with some like fake rocks that are kind of shiny and colorful for pretty
Have,
cheap.
like,
Raving or something.
if
An
you had like the
actual
gems that could
bedazzler.
summon things in your hilt that you could like pull out of the hilt and use as like one-off items, that'd be cool.
Oh, can I do that, Tim?
Maybe later. I'll think about it.
What? You don't. That's not a quest item reward from this place that hates magic?
No, it's not.
Hmm.
Maybe later.
Weird.
At a
good
place
point.
that maybe hates magic less. But I still really like the idea, so I might do it.
I would also like to trade in my short sword and rapier for silvered versions. I'm really testing their patience a little bit, I think.
They have a lot of silver shit.
Okay.
I'll trade. No.
Actually, hold on. My rapier, I was off the corpse of one of their men. It's from the guy who got zombified.
Oh,
Should
right.
it already be silvered?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not just.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yeah. It would have been because it was the Centurion guy who got
Yeah.
zombified.
Okay. All my stuff is silver.
I'm not seeing special rules for the net. Like, it's thrown and it has the special effect of like restraining, but since it's thrown, I assume it would work the same as any other thrown weapon.
Right.
So I think. Yeah, I think
It's-
I think you still have to roll to hit.
Yeah,
It's just they
Well,
make
maybe
a save
I'm
and
wrong.
try to break out, right?
that would be my
2014
assumption.
Net.
When you
It's a
take
martial
this at-
weapon, comma ranged weapon. With the thrown, since it is a ranged weapon, you can use Dex.
Yeah.
They do sound very.
The
useful.
2024 net is the target makes a dex throw.
No,
Oh,
I think-
2014 is
I'm
a
looking
5'10"
for-
thrown ranged weapon.
Well, I was about to say that I'm looking for the 2014 one.
It ranged
Okay, yeah,
weapons
so
use
it's
Dex.
It's just restrained when hit instead of being a save, I guess.
Mhm.
So then, yes, it would be dex since it's ranged.
Where are you?
Where am I seeing what? I'm on 5e tools.
Oh, okay. I just have like handbook PDF pulled up, so maybe it's different.
What?
I'll use 5e tools from.
It's on page 149 in the Player's Handbook 2014.
Right, but yeah, for me it just says range 515, doesn't say anything about ranged, but I'll just take your word for it for now.
Hold on. I'll open the actual fucking book.
If my thing is out of date, I'm just trying to make
You
sure
have
that
a physical
I'm
copy?
using the right thing. I have a PDF of the handbook
Oh,
that I
okay.
don't remember when I got it.
I was asking Gabe because he said I got.
It's just fucking somewhere.
Okay.
I have I
Page
just-
149. I can get there.
It's
yeah,
okay.
5e
It's
tools
under the
does say
martial
ranged
ranged weapons section in the table. So martial ranged weapons are blowgun, hand crossbow, heavy crossbow, longbow, net.
Oh, and so all of these are.
All of those, by definition, as they are martial ranged weapons, you default to dex. I think they would have to be versatile to use strength, correct?
Correct. Like darts do.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
this
sorry.
is-
Or sorry,
Finesse. I have to
yeah,
have
finesse.
finesse to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would need finesse to use dex.
No,
you
you need
finesse
finesse to use strength.
The finesse is you can use strength or dex. The default otherwise is based on whether it's melee or ranged.
And as a ranged weapon, the
But-
default is dex.
But
Yeah.
under the thrown paragraph, it says, for example, if you throw a hand axe, you use your strength. But if you throw a
That-
dagger,
it's
you
a-
can either use strength or dex, since the
Well,
dagger has
Both are
finesse.
melee.
If-
Both are melee.
Oh,
And
okay.
Dex isn't a ranged
Gotcha.
weapon.
Yeah.
Throne says if the weapon is a melee weapon, use the
Yeah.
same for blah blah blah.
Gotcha.
And it is not a melee weapon. It is a ranged weapon.
Yes.
So you reverse it for range.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, cut all of this out.
Now
no, keep it in.
everything
It's funny.
but this conversation out. Also, find his real face and put that as the background.
Oh God, I still have my Facebook, however long ago, so that is probably possible.
Yes.
I'm actually interested. Who here actually has the physical copy of the Player's Handbook?
I do.
I have a physical 5th edition, but not the 20.
I don't have the 2024 version, but
Okay.
I have the 2014.
That's
I
cool.
also have physical 2014 Xanathars and Tasha's.
That's cool too.
It used to be that I did all of my stuff directly out of the physical PHB, so yeah.
I have several
Downloaded
physical books.
Olin's profile picture from Facebook.
Oh, no!
bastard. It's the one I'm thinking of. That might
Yeah.
be like 13 years old.
Oh
It's-
no!
No, it looks like the last time you posted, according to your Facebook page, is June 25th of 2022.
But I have posted. That seems. So
It
recent.
was you updated your profile picture, and that was it.
Oh God, Sam, you'll have to send me what my
Yeah.
profile picture is because I don't think I remember my password.
It's just you standing in front of a lake.
Oh, that picture. No, that's actually a nice.
Now I could look through his
Yeah,
photos.
99% of them are not good pictures.
I was gonna say, as like
Anyway.
the background for the events, we could put like a picture of each of our characters, how we would portray them, which would be cool. But like, I don't know how to use clipping things together, so I can't do that.
Oh, like merge everybody's characters.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
put
stuff.
like Batman and Samus and one of a very fast eagle and you know, Gimli the dwarf.
Yes,
We take the writ.
correct. Okay, so you guys are you just grabbing your stuff and leaving?
Yes, but not like, okay, bye, assholes!
Yeah.
After we get more oil.
They
Sure.
actually have oil.
Do they have any silvered oil?
That's not how that works.
No.
I think this is just mercury.
Mercury's cool.
Do they have silvered gold pieces?
Silvered gold pieces.
They will
that like an
gladly
Oreo?
trade. They will gladly trade you any amount of silver coins for gold
For
ones.
gold pieces.
At a 1-to-1 ratio.
If they actually do, they offer that out loud? I look at them with suspicion, and I hand over a gold piece or silver piece.
They will
Oh my
do
God.
that. They will give you a silver piece for that gold piece.
All right, I currently have 1,820 gold pieces and 1 silver piece.
Alright, let's get
So-
out of here.
sure. All right. So, as you guys are saying goodbye, or leaving, or some point during this process, Kahiko says he's going to go back up to Cliffport. Now that
Oh,
he
that's
isn't
good.
like, now that he isn't like,
Magically controlled anymore.
yes, he's like,
Hopefully,
gonna go
we'll-
home.
hopefully we'll come back to where Rambik and I will come back to meet you after Rambik gets treated as well.
What?
Yes.
What's wrong with me?
Absolutely nothing.
That is a great question.
Lots of things.
I just want a little bit more variety in our rations. That's all.
Oh, I thought you were
mean,
going
you
to say
can
you wanted
also
more
do
variety in a
stuff.
partner, and I was like, are you shitting me?
Correct. Yes. And also, I believe it was mentioned, Enoch said he was gonna go up and talk to Queen Mary to, like, help,
Prevent a war.
yeah, basically.
Well, Godspeed, Enoch.
Yes.
Best of luck.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Did
so yeah,
Yume
you guys,
said she? Sorry, did she say she was going to meet us somewhere? Or
probably
Somewhere outside the city, I think.
okay,
in theory, in the direction you guys are going. So
okay, because I just didn't remember if she gave her agenda. Yeah, she said she was going that way too. Right.
I say what? I can't remember. Did she say why she needed to be there?
I don't remember. I just remember she said, "Hey, I'm going that way too." Right?
Okay.
She not Scottish? I don't know. Did she say that did she divulge why she was going that way?
she said she needed to go to Borealis.
Yeah.
But did she say why?
Not yet. No.
Aurora Borealis.
She was like some sort of princess, right? We'll
Yes.
probably get paid handsomely for this.
She is the princess of the High Elves.
Excellent.
So when did
Nah,
this
elves
happen?
aren't
Episode
well.
4?
She's Princess Leia.
Now I have to ask: do you have any siblings?
Well, none of you are elves, so you're not at risk of that.
Well, I don't think it's episode 4 because there have been no men that have run into situations and choked everyone and killed them.
Well, you just don't get to
That
see that
you know of.
perspective. obviously.
Oh, that's what you focused in on. It's not episode 4 because we haven't come across any men that go around choking people.
That's true.
Just these robots who aren't the droids that we're looking for.
Right. We have fun.
Right.
Yay!
Okay,
All right.
so you guys.
Let's get out of this goddamn hellhole with necromancers in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't say that out loud.
There's no necromancers now, right?
I hope.
Yeah, it's true.
If we come back to Silver Lake and there's like an army of undead, I'm just gonna roll
Then it'll
my
be
eyes.
your fault because you didn't leave the information for them.
Hmm. Whoops. Whoopsies.
But I don't think you told us about that, so I won't question you.
Also, are you guys just gonna hoof it, or are you gonna take horses? Because that would be available if you would like horses or a cart or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Horses. Horses
Okay.
are good.
Great.
Now that Brian mentions it, though, I will, on the way, I'll probably share with anyone who wants to know, like, Jack's movements and business associates, places of interest that perhaps if we catch them on the way, we could check out.
I'd like to turn them into Black Vale.
Is this a conversation you're having, or
Yeah.
I guess so.
We don't really have time to hunt them down ourselves, and like, we know that Black Vale will take care of them.
Okay. I'll put the ledger away at that.
All right, we're not talking about this anymore.
I will steal this from you. I just want you to know.
What the fuck? It's not like they're gonna pay you. They'll be like, "Hey, thanks for the tip."
No. I don't think you understand. I hate this necromancer. I hate necromancers.
Oh, right, sure.
I will do what it takes to get them caught.
Well,
he is
If-
100% on board with what Black Vale's standing for right now.
unless whatever it takes is anything beyond sending an anonymous tip to Black.
Well, yes, Black Vale can take care of it.
So true.
How many like
A ledger.
how many things of this are any of them even on our way? Like, this is clearly not feasible for us to investigate, but there are these people
Fuck.
with an army of people to investigate with, right
Sam,
over
we
there.
forgot to discuss the ledger.
Well, no.
did we
To
go
be
over
fair, I remember, at least from what you told me about the ledger, it seems like the 3 or 4 places that it detailed were to the west of like northwest of Silver Lake, and we're heading east.
Most
so-
of the people were in Storm Harbor.
Yeah, so since we're heading away from that, I don't think there's going to be many on the way, anyways.
Anonymous tip. Anonymous tip.
So
No.
Unless you want to
that's
stay
all right.
here and delay the cure for a few weeks, we could.
I think better of introducing the ledger to the group after discussing with the Brian in my head.
Why?
Thinking, yeah, that is what he would say.
No, you showed me the ledger, and
You're just gonna retcon shit? Come on.
if Canvas brought it up, then it is on brand for Samus to do what Samus is doing. So.
I probably did on the.
all right, Kaovas, are you turning it into Black Vale, or do I have to do it for you?
Well, that is definitely something worth considering once we get into Black Vale.
That's much less useful to wait until then. They'll have to transport the ledger all the way back.
What? They don't need to transport it to Captain Lawrence. It's Black
They
Vale
need to-
themselves. They'll get to it. We have Well, our affliction is time sensitive. We need to get to the wall as soon as possible.
Give me the ledger.
No! I hold the pizza to my chest and I run away from Squidward.
Okay.
Okay.
PvP
All
tag,
right.
baby.
Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza.
No!
Opposed athletics.
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
We're on horses
All
right now, and I was like talking to him about it.
Opposed
I didn't
to animal
sit him on my
handling.
lap and put it right in front of his face.
If you're both on horses, opposed animal handling, right? Because how well you can handle your horse.
All right, I'll try it.
I guess. Okay.
The best theater of the mind ever. Do I get advantage because I took the initiative to run away?
No.
Oh. So Samus catches you on the horse, and now you do opposed athletics.
Yeah, there you go.
For Samus to grab the book away from you. Oh.
I'm gonna hold
Neither
on
of
to
us are
this with
particularly
all
good
of my
at
might.
this.
Yeah,
You held on to that ledger for dear life and wrenched it back. What is the rest of the party doing?
I'm shoving this down my pants as fast as possible.
Bertold is like going to try. He is thinking about trying to be like, is this really worth
I'm
arguing
splitting
about?
off from the group. I'm heading back into the misty woods.
While we're speaking of the Misty Woods, don't we have like some sort of necromantic tome that belongs there?
Oh yeah, you guys.
Oh, right.
I think Bertold has that.
I thought
Uh,
Enoch had it.
No, I think Bertold definitely took it because I
Enoch
remember.
told me to
Back
bring it
Bertold
to-
after the conversation last time, if you'll remember, because he
Yeah.
said you should give it to the librarian at the wall
yeah,
so
Ah,
that they
okay.
can learn more about
Oh,
the
is that
ancient
what he said?
language.
yeah, and also,
I think you guys also have all of the other books too, just in a bag.
I don't know that
We
we have
do.
all of them. We have at least some of them.
I think we took all of them.
You have all of them, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Who
you have
has
complete
those?
set.
It might be
I
me,
don't-
actually. Wait.
I have the tome.
Yeah, like
I have collection
have
of some magic books.
Okay,
in
I'm
my
just
thing.
trying to double check and make sure Franklin didn't run off with them.
Fucking Franklin. He's gonna be the recurring antagonist.
He's gonna be like that gnome in a Pathfinder Kingmaker or whatever. I think it's a gnome.
Played that. Okay. So
Did we? Why not just? Did Enoch mention why we shouldn't just burn the necromancy book?
If Enoch says that we should bring it there, there's probably a reason because
But-
they probably
He said specifically to give it to the librarian so that
Yeah.
the librarian can make, basically, so it's the furtherment of studying the ancient language that the book.
We have the whole rest of the set of tomes, though.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
guys
so
did
he
show
also
him.
knew that,
Well, I guess
right?
you did show him that. Yeah.
If the necromancy tome mysteriously went missing because it was burned and then the ashes were thrown in the lake and then we lit the lake on fire too, like it wouldn't be the end
don't
of
like
the world.
books very much.
I mean,
I don't like this book.
I don't think he's gonna know one way or the other what you guys do with it after this point.
I'm just curious if he shared what reason he had for giving it to the librarian. You were saying something about ancient language.
Yes. Basically, it's so that the librarian can study it for its. It's basically for
just
the
for
sake of
educational
study,
purposes?
For educational purposes, to figure out how necromancers do what they do, so that they can better combat it. I mean,
There we
it's-
go. That's the part.
If
like,
someone
that's
gave me
so
a weapon
important.
of mass destruction, I wouldn't be like, let's keep it around for educational purposes.
Or reverse engineer it to see how they did it, so that one, you can counter it if they do it again, and so that
Okay.
something bad will never happen again.
That's what
I
I,
think
was
it's a good
expecting
idea.
you to say.
So
Perhaps they might develop a way to magically deal with undead.
right.
That's a
Going
great
back
reason.
to the what you guys see Samus and Caiaphas fighting over a book. What do the rest of you do?
And then you see Caiaphas win and shove it deep into his ironclad armor. Really seals in the flavor.
Pick Caiaphas up and start flying straight up.
Okay.
Okay.
Pose athletics for that grapple check.
Uh-oh.
I have bad news for Caiaphas.
Okay. Yeah, so you like, I assume you fly off your horse and just have like full Nelson him and fly straight into the air off and pull him up off his horse.
When I pick people up, I grab them with my talons.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
there you
Yeah. So I'm guessing, okay. But yeah, so you grab him and fly straight up. Okay,
really is a
Caiaphas,
bat.
I'm trying to grab the talons and take them off of my armor.
Are you... Caiaphas, stop! That's not a good idea, you'll fall!
he's flying.
You fool!
straight up.
I am a bat!
Also, is it really worth it?
Okay. So Gabe's your move speed's 50, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So you're 50 feet in the air.
Did I win?
If you're trying to break free, then we need to do another opposed athletics.
Yes.
Only after we reach 50 feet in the air?
Yeah.
Okay, well
Yeah,
then I
that'd be
stop
better.
trying to fight the fucking bird. I meant like as I'm flying up, I'm trying to get free.
We've
That's what the
established the
first
fact that he is
post-
really fucking fast.
But 90 seconds later, no, I start holding on to his legs for dear life.
6 seconds later.
All right. I wasn't paying a lot of attention, but either hand over whatever Samus wanted, or we're gonna see how high I can fly.
A limit I have been wishing to push for a while.
All right. Here's hoping I get tired and fly down instead of run out of air and faint.
Ramping's just zooming as up as high as he can go. During this, Yume's gonna lean over to Torin and be like, "Does this normally happen with your friends?"
It does.
Towards like friends.
Was just
You're
like
making a lot of
desperately trying to
assumptions
talk.
right now.
I don't know what Torin's talking about. I could fucking die right now.
Bertold
there's
is
a cap on
desperately
fall
like,
damage. You won't die.
like, Caiaphas, is it really this important? Like, please.
I can't hear you. We are way too high.
I think it's gonna come down to if you relinquish.
How long
the ledger.
can Ramvik stay airborne with the guy in full armor holding onto his feet?
Long enough.
Until exhaustion sets in, probably.
Yeah.
And then when I can't, we're falling.
I feel like before you faint, you're probably not going to be able to flap as hard as you're going to descend.
No, when
There's no
I get to
rules
the
for
point
that.
where I need to lock my wings to glide and then slowly make our way down, I'm just going to close them instead.
And dive.
Jesus Christmas, Ramvik. In our final moments, can I ask why?
I really
Sweet
trust
big
Samus.
roses.
All of you to assume that you're as tanky as Rampik.
Rimic can always rage to reduce the damage from falling, right?
The bludgeoning damage.
Yes,
it is
I
physical
can.
damage.
I feel like my question is still valid, though. No? We're just gonna fall in silence? Right, great.
Whee!
I mean, you are not listening to like any of us being like, okay,
Hey, I'm not being reasonable either.
No.
Oh,
However,
wait, that's better. So
we
you
expect
may
that
hype
of
up
you.
at this point and says, "I have a friend that might help him."
Who is he? Him is me, right?
Yeah, the poor black cloaked fellow underneath that bird.
Crunching noise in the
Randall's just
distance.
like,
Black dot in the
they
sky.
need to work some things out between them, I think.
So you don't want my friends to help. Okay. She's just kind of smiling, watching them, seeing how it's gonna play out.
Ramvik, how about this? If you put me down on the ground safely, I'll buy you a mushroom pizza.
Ooh.
With the stuffed crust.
Alright, yeah. I'll start heading down.
How will your friend help him? I feel like he needs help in the
I safely place him on the ground in the middle of the party.
Book?
Wait, so if they were still riding on horseback, is middle of the party like in the middle of all these running horses, or?
I assume we have stopped.
I am assuming they stopped.
Because he
Oh,
flew
okay.
straight up. He flew
Fair
straight
enough.
up, so I assume they just stopped below you guys.
Yeah.
So you're sat on a horse next to Samus. What happens next?
What
No,
kind
no.
of mushroom do you prefer?
I think we would have walked away from the horses a little bit.
Yeah. So you're all off your horses.
Yes.
Is that a euphemism?
We have some things to work out.
Batman, can you please at least explain to me why you refuse to give this valuable information to Black Vale?
Black Vale, to me, seems to prioritize conquest over justice. I do not
Okay,
trust them with
what
any sort of
conquest?
semblance of information that
What
would
conquest?
encourage them to continue this line of conquest.
They've agreed to let the city go. You seemed impressed at the end of last session by how they were not doing usual conquest things.
I wouldn't say pressed.
You were taking notes. Okay, maybe you weren't literally taking notes, but I do remember that you were observing them and were at least moderately satisfied.
I don't trust them blindly. However, I do think that they're probably the ones best able to root out a necromancer while we have to go get to the wall to deal with our affliction.
It seemed like the type who would kill a few hundred innocents before they find the one who's guilty and call it a success. But yeah, you're right.
I mean,
Have they done any of that where we can see it?
They just do seem to be a bit.
Well, Black Vale has that reputation.
they fought the guard, which are not civilians, notably.
Once we see how the situation in Silver Lake resolves, I would...
By the time the situation in Silver Lake resolves, it'll be too late. Don't you understand?
And what have you seen to suggest that?
If there are any necromancers, they should already be running. It's just common sense.
And even if they aren't, we saw just how fast one of their rituals might take to make a monster again. which is to say, very, very, very quickly.
They wiped out an entire city in one night. I don't actually know if it was one night, but it seemed pretty fast.
To be fair, that part of that was the pirates, but still.
Do you think there's a whole cult of necromancers out there? Is what you're worried about?
I don't know for sure, but if they have a magic book and anyone can learn the magic, then yes, there's a real possibility.
Kavis, I'm just gonna say, if you wanted this to be handled more gracefully, you should have given this to Enoch to begin with.
I will give you two options.
That's a good
Either
point.
I take this back and turn it into Black Vale, or we turn this party around and we investigate this ourselves. I will abandon the wall and your stupid affliction if it means wiping out any traces of necromancy. Rimvik's fine, right? He's just eating mushrooms.
How far
Just
away
kind of
are we from
waiting
Silver
for
Lake
my
at this
promised
point?
pizza.
It's
I
been
don't know, I
less than a
assume
day,
this is- Yeah.
because we haven't talked about camping at all, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
I assume this is like on your as soon as you've gotten out, probably down the road, a ways, so that there aren't going to be random people listening to this conversation.
We're like maybe an hour out.
And I will
Yeah.
also say that my background feature, Marine, one of its it's like only effect is that I can travel for 16 hours without taking exhaustion instead of 8 hours.
That's
So if
awesome.
I go and take this back, then we won't lose any time because I can catch back up with you guys before the end
I
of the day.
don't trust you to give it to Enoch rather than Black Vale. I would have to go
Wait.
back on my.
That
The only
wasn't.
person that mentioned Enoch is
That was
Is
Bertolt being
and I
like,
was like that. And I thought to myself, that's a good point.
like
If we
Yeah.
turn it back,
if
I would
this was
wanna
your
give it-
intent, you should have thought a bit more and given it to Enoch, because we can trust Enoch more than we can trust realistically either side, in my opinion.
I agree.
Fuck yeah, Enoch.
Now we are where we are. So
If Bertold suggested Enoch out loud, which I assume he did,
yes,
I would probably think in silence, and I would to myself be like, "It's a good point." And I'd say,
Bertold is
Fine.
like actively chastising you on this, I think.
"Fine, I will go deliver this to Enoch, so that this information can be acted upon." Does that please you, Samus?
We're going together. I'm not
Fine.
leaving you. You already have a poor track record on this.
A poor track record on not giving it to a
A
bloodthirsty
poor track
conquest
record on
man.
reporting crucial
country.
information.
Yes.
I like to keep my cards close to the chest.
I would
I know
like
your
to,
secret identity.
What?
Amazing.
Bertold will just look at Torrid and be like, "Hey Torrid, can you go with them too?" Assuming we're splitting the party-ish.
Oh, I assumed Ramvik would go wherever Samus is going.
Yes, however,
He
Yeah,
would
I'm
also
going.
probably go wherever I'm going because I owe him a
Yeah.
pizza.
Exactly.
yes.
You get it.
Sounds like Bertold just wants to be alone with Yume.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yume is like, I don't think I should
You-
go
you
back
almost
to
died.
that city
Yeah.
with all those anti-magic people.
Yes, I think that's maybe not the smartest plan.
How
And
far out are we in terms? Like, how many hours out are we?
That's what I was asking.
I
Like,
think
I'd
we
say probably like a couple hours, maybe at the most. Like,
Okay,
it's
so yeah.
really
Yeah.
not that far away.
my suggestion was like 1.
One.
Yeah.
So then you
Yeah.
guys go another 6
Mhm.
6 hours, and we'll meet you there at the camp there. Or no,
Sounds good.
5 hours. 5 hours. Because then nobody has to
Alright.
take it off.
The strange cat has come back and seems to agree with you.
Who's a good
The cat's just
kitty?
nodding. The cat's just standing there nodding. Like, wait a minute.
He seemed to like not be there before, and everyone forgot about him, and then he was just there.
Which is impressive to pull on Bertold, but
Yeah, I don't know how this is sitting with Bertold. It might be a little bit creepy for him.
Bertold is not entirely comfortable around the cat, but
She's
he
just
trusts
like, he likes pets?
he trusts that
When you pet the right one.
that Yume won't let it just maul his face.
Yes.
Yeah, the cat does seem like it's smarter than you. She didn't hear me say that, right? No, I didn't say that out loud.
Rude.
Rude. Also hilarious.
Hilarious.
All right.
All right.
Me and Samus and Ramvik at least turn around
And
head
Torrid,
towards
hopefully.
Silver Lake.
Mostly
Torrid.
because I want someone who is not a part of the Ramvik and Samus alliance to be there, so that if they just murk him,
I mean, the alliance is already fractured over the mushroom pizza.
yes.
Hey,
However,
I'll go.
Torrid, where are you going? What are you doing?
He said he'll go with us.
I'm going.
He's coming with us.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you, Torrid.
I don't want a mushroom. I feel like it's a bad idea to keep eating those.
They taste so good, though. Wait.
I will say that at this point, you guys start to appreciate the qualities of rotting things and find them pleasing.
Faster.
yes.
You're the one that wanted to turn around.
The fact that it's gotten to this point, it's kind of just like something that's kind of crept in after the weeks and weeks that you guys have had this.
Mhm.
So
Kind of naturally.
Not our fault.
someone put a necromancer in my way.
Wait. The literal only reason we dealt with that guy is because Enoch refused to leave without it. What?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I had other reasons.
well, Enoch asked you to go on a quest with them. You didn't have to take him up on it.
True.
I'm pretty sure we need Enoch to get the cure.
Yeah, part of it was a reference to someone who would get the cure.
Because we're getting the care from one of Enoch's friends.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're only getting that because we helped Enoch. Like,
Yeah.
this is 100% forced moves, and then you're heckling us for our moves.
It wasn't meant to be a force move.
All right, let's go.
All right. So you guys go back. You try to find Enoch in this
Yes.
wherever you go. Okay.
He
I'll
hasn't
say
taken
it's he probably hasn't left yet.
Okay, thank God.
So you can probably find him and give him the ledger or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Before I'll meet him again. I'll say, Enoch, before we go, this is a ledger of Jack's movements prior to arriving back here at Silver. We could have given this to Black Vale, but given their penchant for conquest and penchant for leaving a lot of blood in their path, I thought it best not to give them the movements on potential necromancy, and felt that if we could trust anyone, it would be you to handle this with the proper delicacy.
Well, thank you. I will definitely make use of this. You can see his mind, like, turning behind his eyes.
I hope so. me know
Looks
if
like
you
it
ever.
uses as a bargaining chip. Interesting. This will be
Uh-oh.
of great use. Thank you.
Let me know
Did
if
you
you
guys
ever.
leave?
If, who was that? Was that fucking Johnson? Shut the fuck up, Johnson. Anyways.
You guys
If you
not
ever
know
need
the
me-
way? Did you get lost? Like
Something
I
like
can
that,
take
yeah.
you
Johnson.
back.
No,
Hey.
we'll be fine.
You guys,
Johnson, are you supposed to be going out and killing necromancers? Isn't that your thing? No?
No, they're doing
Okay.
investigation, the thing that we don't have time for.
Oh, is that your title, Investigator Johnson? I thought,
Yeah,
I
well,
do whatever my lord demands. I am
thought
a
you were
man of honor.
Necromancer Slayer Johnson.
All right, Batman,
Are
let's
you
get out of
jealous of
here.
Johnson?
Anyway, Enoch. I go back to Batman voice. Anyway, let me know if you ever need any assistance in pursuing further injustice.
Yes. You are a strange man.
Yes, I would like to report some injustice. Someone yelled at a completely innocent guardsman.
Who was it?
Quite a lot.
where are they?
Does Rambic have a mirror in hand?
I thought Rambic was going to be pointing at Kaovis here.
He probably
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
That's the funny part.
I was hoping you'd have a mirror on hand to put it directly in front of his face.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so then you guys head back.
I'm not leaving without my pizza.
Fuck.
You are in town.
I go looking
How
for a
long does it take
restaurant
to bake a pizza.
that would, and you didn't. No one called me out on like pizza in this day and age, so I'm gonna assume it's a thing that's well known. I would like to go to a restaurant and order a pizza
Okay. Sure. You
Go
can get a
to
with extra
Fishy
mushrooms.
Friends, Silver Lake Pizzeria, and
I ask them if they have any rotting flesh, and then when they say "excuse me," I say "never mind."
I mean,
I didn't say flesh, but I just said rot.
You just let them know that you'll be okay with taking the ingredients they're going back.
Yeah, is there like a visible dumpster outside?
There's probably like a dreg heap that is like dumped into. They probably take
Alright,
it with
cool.
wheelbarrows and dump into it.
Yeah, I'd pile that on. If Rambic's okay with it, I don't want to overstep my bounds here.
Any of the refuse of the city?
Yeah, I'm also immune to disease, so I feel pretty good about this.
Just like, yeah, whatever.
I'm pretty sure that all of the cooks probably are very suspicious of that, considering it's probably like a big crime.
I'm gonna
to
roll a dice.
serve you
Do they see
random
us?
food. No,
We're stealthy people.
I meant your question about like rotting stuff or whatever.
Oh, asking them for.
Yeah.
Okay, they are pretty grossed out if they see any of this.
But do they see us? See, this is the
Roll that
meat.
stealth check.
Pardon
then.
my
Roll
French.
that stealth
of
check,
D&D.
boy.
Woo! All right, great.
Get it.
I roll with disadvantage, so that's
Oh,
all
you
right.
do?
'Cause I'm halfway. Yeah.
I see you blatantly heaping
fall.
refuse.
You're just about to get away with it, and then you like stand up, and your armor like clangs on the onto something, and you, like, there's like I can explain.
I stare at them until they leave. I'll stop the
Intimidation check.
sequence whenever you want me to.
Please roll intimidation.
Mhm.
Oh my god!
I glare at them.
This is the most
From the
intimidating
darkness.
man eating refuse.
This is the most intimidating hobo I've ever seen.
Yeah. Like,
All right, this
Okay.
sequence definitely is a thing.
Bertold
Yeah.
is somehow feels very glad he didn't go with the rest of them.
All right, 6
And he
hours of
doesn't know
travel,
why.
everybody, to
Yeah,
catch
sorry,
up
we
with
head back now.
Bertold and Yume.
Yume is sharing fresh fruit with Bertold if you'd like some.
Can he even eat that anymore?
Oh yeah,
Not even rotting.
True, it's not.
do Yume and Berthold have like an interaction while we're gone?
I assume it's a little awkward.
Well,
He's
you
not
got
used
6
to
hours.
feeling. He's
She's
used to
kind of
feeling.
humming to herself and petting her cat, and like, it's a little weird.
Yeah,
He's a little odd.
and fortunately, he's not like. He does have a noble background, so he's not like completely lost, but he is not used to dealing with actual princesses. So,
Let alone known. Well, I guess you guys have dealt with Enoch, so you do know magic casters, but
yeah, magic users not necessarily the immediate concern.
We have a party of over half magic casters at this point.
that's
I think.
true.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's half-ish.
Wouldn't it just be it's me and Franklin and
You and Franklin and
at some point during your trip,
I think that's it.
yeah, you're right.
Yume does mention that, like, as you're walking, she's like, so I noticed the amulet you have around your neck.
Yeah? Yes.
I mean,
I'm gonna say Bertold seemed to be trying to hide that from us. Do you need to go to another channel for this discussion?
oh, we
Could
could do
be.
a
Because I
little
remember
sidebar.
that Bertold specifically tried to show
Yeah.
Yume the amulet while she was in the ethereal plane without showing it to anyone else.
I think
But he didn't go
she's
into a
saying
separate
it in
channel.
front of the party, and if he wants to go to a separate channel, he needs to tell her, "I'm gonna come over here."
Well,
No,
no, he's
this-
not.
this would-
She's not saying it in front of the party because we're still trying to catch up.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
But that whole
okay.
that whole
Never mind,
interaction,
you're right.
we're privy to it because he didn't go into a separate.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, out of character, I don't really particularly care.
Okay. I was just saying that
trust you
because
to just-
in character, Bertold walked into another room. All that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In character, I expect you to be able to tell the difference. Out of character, I don't particularly care that much.
Okay.
But
See, this
so-
is why you don't say things in character about what your book that you're hiding.
Yes.
So yeah, so she says, you know what's magic?
What?
I have a bit of an inkling that is magic. I have recently found myself better able to see in the dark. Because of it, I believe.
Interesting. Might I inspect it?
Of course.
She looks at it and she looks at because I think she already translated the thing, or you
Yeah,
translated
like it's
the
probably
thing.
like just readable to her, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, she reads it and she's like, "Oh, this is." She like looks at it and she's like, "It's not quite high elvish. I think this might be drow."
Hmm.
Oh, that's very sweet. And she says, "You know, it seems like," she's like looking at like the type of magic that's on this. I think it can do more than just let you see in the dark. But it seems like it has some sort of transportation element to it. Oh well. And she hands it back to you. And then
I
keeps-
appreciate the insight, Princess.
Oh, just call me Yume.
Very well, you may.
alright. And then
And
at some point,
other-
the rest of you catch up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we stop to rest, and then they catch up like 2 hours
Yeah.
later or something.
Yeah. So
And-
wherever you guys are gonna do camp for the night.
Yeah,
Or whatever,
Bertold
probably.
will set up the camp with a survival check, I believe.
Yep.
To try and hide it. Oh,
Oh,
I
sure.
did not mean to do several things there. I guess I'll roll again, not to GM. Same result. Great. Same real result.
Yes. Here, I want to pull up. I want to see what she has.
I have her set up. What do you need?
I was gonna see if she had any.
Did you say that was
Oh.
a survival check to hide it from us?
No, to hide it from like.
Yeah, I assume it's to hide it from like stuff overnight, but I will be like once we're done setting up, I will be like sitting outside it for until I expect you to arrive. Maybe a bit later.
I think I misunderstood what it was at the beginning. Okay.
Camp.
So wait, you're making camp? Kind of
Yes.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am
She's,
conspicuously leaving room for another tent at least, however many our group usually travels with, and possibly also checking with Yume to see if she wants a separate tent, etc., etc.
I think she would want to, talk to one of her friends, Sam. Because it's
Okay.
camping time.
Okay.
Camping time.
Great.
There's gonna be some fucking eldritch monster in our campsite, isn't there?
This is my friend Cthulhu.
Do you have the list?
No, I think we're gonna move over here now.
Here's Cthulhu, here's Larvathep, here's Haster. Don't worry, they're all anime
Take one
characters.
That's great. They're all adorable eldritch.
Plushies.
No, I didn't. I don't have a list like just ready to go.
We
of-
didn't do that yet. Okay.
No.
What did
had
you guys
spicy.
do that hour yesterday?
We did actually quite a bit.
They
know.
rewrote the Orcus fight.
Brian knows what I'm referencing now.
Yeah, well, my brain had already went there in the first place, but I wasn't gonna say it until you did.
Yeah.
What did he say?
the hell?
What'd they do?
There's a link in the channel.
I see that.
This isn't what they were working.
Whoa,
No.
Sam.
What?
I know which one.
Okay. Great. Yeah, go for it. So she like. Yes. 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 Go for it. I don't
So,
remember what.
She does a little thing where she seems to be concentrating for a second, and she's like, "I need to speak with one of my friends. It's the nighttime, and they like to talk to me, or they will soon." And so she just concentrates for
I
a
will
second
make them like to talk to me.
at like a space like in front of her, and then she like kind of focuses really hard, and she
Oh yeah. Okay, I found
Yes.
them. I will say.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
I found who the person you're thinking of though.
Okay. When
Pazuzu,
she's
Pazuzu,
finished,
Pazuzu.
a very strange looking man that is smiling way more broadly than it seems possible.
It's the
Um,
Joker.
Is like just kind of appears out of midair, and he's like, "Yume, nice to see ya. You finally brought me out. It's good to be back in this plane. This is great. What's your name, young man?" He looks at Bertold.
I'm Bertold. I have no clue.
I need to actually bring up his stat block.
I'm going to gesture towards the other 3 people that haven't set up their tents yet, and maybe set them up a little bit further away.
This is what this guy looks like.
Oh, is
Well, we're
this
not there
after
yet, right?
you guys, or like right when you guys show up?
I
I
assume.
don't know.
I assume. How long does this?
We have like 2 or 3 hours of setting
This is
up.
probably
before the
while you guys are just like they
Yeah.
probably haven't caught up to
Yeah.
you yet. 'Cause you
Oh,
probably
okay,
haven't
cool.
Because
caught
we're
up.
like,
And
if
then-
we were a couple hours out, we're technically like 4
And then
hours
Yume's
behind.
like, "Hey, do
No.
you still play?" And he's like, "Do I?" And they both seem to take instruments out at this point and start kind of doing like this duo of a weird like eerie song. And they just seem to be having a lot of fun, and the fire starts to dance and go crazy
I thought
during
it was
what this song is happening. So Berthold, I don't know what you make of this, but that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, I have no clue. At an initial glance, I have no clue what's going on.
The cat
And-
seems to enjoy it also, and has started like moving towards you like it wants pets.
Okay, insight check on the cat. Does it just want pets?
It wants pets.
I give it pets.
The one time you fail, it's gonna eat your face off.
Insight check on the cat. Does it want pets? It's actually trying to long con you into its MLM.
Yeah.
You get a high enough. You get a high enough roll that you realize, yeah, 5 sessions out, it's going to attack you.
Yes. So that goes on for probably a while.
Oh,
like-
they are having a ball, dude.
Like,
You
they just-
guys
they
probably
play
hear the
music.
music as you're coming up on the horses.
I
Yeah.
roll 18 for animal handling, so I give very good pets.
Oh, that's
Nice.
amazing. Kitty cat really likes you now.
Yeah, so you guys come up. So as you guys are coming up the road or whatever, you start to hear music. So whatever you guys do with that information, as it's probably getting
It's like a fiddle and a flute type of deal.
I guess I would
and
take a look.
yeah. I mean, eventually, if you guys just keep walking towards it, you'll notice that it's probably off in the woods, right? Like you probably made camp not right on the side of the road.
Yeah, like there's probably like a sign that I put up. Like maybe I put it up like I don't know, half an hour before I expected them to show up. To be
Okay.
like, hey, we're over here. That is not like an obvious thing, but we are
A sign
definitely
in the
like
middle of the
not
road, "Camp
directly.
this way."
Yeah, like not
Yeah.
much of a reason to hire them.
We're definitely not on like next to the road. We're definitely in the woods enough that like bandits would not stumble upon us just by walking down the road.
I will say one thing you do notice is that everything seems a lot like, even though it's like dusk or getting to be that way, like everything seems to be really, really green, and like the fire is going in different colors and stuff as this is happening.
I assume I just use my 19 passive perception to notice all this.
Yes, it's actually really beautiful if you like that kind of thing. You know, nature.
If you were asking me how I would react, I would probably like not assume this was Bertold's fire, but I assume Samus would know like this is around the point we would stop, and so I would just follow her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I have an idea of where we were supposed to stop, but also I'd probably prefer to stop outside of the creepy green shit.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm specifically using the Power of Thieves cant that has the secret signs and symbols. Samus definitely knows that this is the camp.
Wouldn't that
Well, I
mean that
guess
any
I'll-
other thief would also know that you're camping there too?
Yep.
Any ever full-classed rogue?
Anyone else with thieves can't.
Yeah.
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 Which is generally like
Ne'er-do-wells. And rogues.
Ne'er-do-wells.
So the people you're trying to avoid.
ne'er-do-wells or people of a roguish persuasion, and most of them are probably able to understand, hey, I'm also a rogue, I'm going to ask you to piss off, and if you don't, I will just shoot you in the chest with my longbow.
With a not gun.
Yeah, so I guess since we know for sure that this is our camp, then I'll indicate that to the rest of the party. And then go in there and inform Bertold that we're probably not camping in the middle of the crazy magic shit.
And then
Yeah, like
when
even
you
though the camp
inform-
was hidden, could we see lights or shit coming from the forest?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we there was lights, and then there's the music playing, and the
Maybe we
there is a
Lower
fucking classical
profile.
rave going on.
Classical rave. That's a
That
great
is-
way to put
I've
it.
never envisioned a classical rave before in my life, but sure. What the hell does that even sound like? I'm YouTubing that.
A waltz?
It's a-
If a rave is a dance, then yeah, it's probably a waltz.
But yeah, so as you guys come into the clearing, like you see there's Yume and this guy just there jamming out.
Yeah, he's playing a mean fiddle.
well, I hope they're having fun.
They are.
As you guys come in, like Yume will probably say something to you guys, like,
She's
"Oh, you're back!
yeah.
I was wondering when you guys were coming. I was just, this is my friend Smiler.
Aha.
Charmed.
He just smiles.
Aha.
Miles' his extra wide smile.
He smiles, and the cat also smiles.
Well, you guys just keep having fun there.
How do you two know each other?
I continue petting the cat.
Oh,
We have-
Smiler's
we have-
one of my many friends. He once convinced me to have a sort of battle with him with music. She was amazing. I have never met her like before. So, I let her summon me every once in a while. It's always good to get out and stretch the old legs. He's saying this all through like a ridiculous grin.
I want to roll an insight check on Smiler.
Okay.
I also roll
Is
one
he
again.
was he planning anything?
It's like looking
How
insight.
authentic.
It's like insight looking into madness.
So okay,
Well,
so I was
so,
gonna ask how authentic he is. So you're saying he is authentic, but the authentic side of him is just he
He
would
could be
moderately
planning
fucked.
something.
You
But-
just rolled a high insight check against an elder god.
Yeah.
You have stared into the eyes of madness, and madness stares back.
Yeah. Everyone got a 27 on that one.
I'm going to
Madness.
drag Bertold is gibbering body away from this mess.
You know he's not planning anything because he just never would.
He just does stuff when he feels like it.
He just does whatever the shit he fucking feels like.
This guy rubs me the wrong way.
Of course he would.
Frequently.
Would you like me to rub you the wrong way, sir?
Wait. So you either read my mind or you assume that I said that out loud. Did he just say that into a vacuum?
You don't know.
So just into the silence of me, Samus, and maybe Ramvik taking this in, he just says, "Do you want me to rub you the wrong way?"
And then laughs like a crazy maniac. And she's just like, yeah, he's a bit much sometimes, but he's fun.
My eyes narrow like they've never narrowed before.
Oh, we found your Joker.
Oh. Wow, I haven't laughed that hard in a while. I'm lightheaded now. Okay.
This D&D session was supposed to be us walking in a straight line.
But Yume says, "Oh, I was gonna prepare dinner. If that's okay with you guys, unless you
In that
would-
case, I will see you another time, you may, dearest princess." He does like a dainty like curtsy and then spins on the spot and is just gone.
All
I
right, I came in
continue
mind.
petting the cat.
Vambuck, I'll share the mushroom rations.
Where's that
She's
good
just like-
Jamaican shit?
She's just like, yeah, he's just like that. That was fun. She like kind of breathes. She's still kind of a little out of breath from all the flute playing she was just doing, but
yes,
yeah. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
But yeah, so if, but yeah, she's just gonna sit. She's gonna like sit down, kind of like, on the ground or whatever, and she's, gonna kind of like spread her arms out over the ground and, let's see, say something in High Elvish probably, and as she like spreads her arms out, like this like smorgasbord of food just kind of appears on the ground in front of her.
In the meantime, Bertolt is gonna go back to his marks that he made and change them to say, "Very dangerous things this way, don't go there."
The cat follows you because you give good pets.
Uh-huh.
You're not
I pet it once I'm
wrong.
done, and we walk back.
I turn to the rest of the party and ask, so, does she need an escort?
Yes.
I mean,
To get anywhere, she absolutely
following
does.
up?
I don't know. Maybe we should check that.
Samus, do you think that Smiler would be a better guide?
I think Smiler would be more frightening than the rest of us put together.
You and I don't agree on everything, but on this we do.
again, a point of a guide is not to be scary. It's to tell you where the hell to go.
I think Bertolt's doing a clever job. Oh, she's not in the conversation. My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you guys
Hey,
are
Bertolt,
doing an
doing it
aside.
for-
She's just eating.
And he looks around and she's just like standing on his head.
She's standing on one of my ears.
You suddenly realize that you've been giving a full piggyback ride for the last 10 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude on your conversation.
Quick question, just for scale. You may have said this before, but how big is the cat?
It's. Let's see. Are they large size? Like, cause they're long.
It's a displacer beast.
Yeah.
To
I
be
can't
clear.
remember what. Are they large size or medium?
I thought you said it had a house cat form that it occasionally shows up in.
Yeah, that's the form that it's usually in, is the house cat form.
Okay,
Right.
so this is
how big
in
is the house cat
size.
form?
Oh.
Is it just
It's
a
just
normal house cat?
a bigger than normal house cat. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
big-
just a little
okay.
bit bigger. Like
Like
it-
axle size.
if you saw a cat that was this big, you would just say, that's a
Big
larger than normal house
Okay.
cat.
Because again,
Yeah,
my only point of reference was the D&D movie, and that's bigger than a
Yeah.
house cat. So I'm just
So,
making sure.
That's
house
just normal
cat,
form.
house
Yeah,
cat
that makes
creature
sense.
size tiny. Displacer beast creature
large.
size large.
Okay, but house
It-
cat. Okay, just make sure.
Sometimes when we see it, you can put it in your lap. Sometimes when you see it, you can ride it.
Yes.
I am getting better at giving it good scritches, no matter the size.
It,
I've trained for this.
it seemingly without any form or function for any reason seems to want to go towards Ranvik because it also gave good pets the other night.
Cat can have scritches.
All right, I will stop focusing on pets.
Yes.
I like flavor.
but-
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but if you want to eat some of the food, with all of the stuff that you guys have like mentioned about things, you may like as part of some of the food that appears, there are mushrooms there.
What kind of
Yeah, I'll
check
eat it.
do
We go for
do
the
I-
mushroom.
What kind of check do I need to roll to see if this is like Eldritch Horror infused food?
Wait 10 seconds.
All right.
Yes. But there's a lot of food. She basically makes a spread, and there's also like feed for like the horses and stuff that appear with it, and like yeah. So she makes a bunch of
What kind of check? I think it'd be
Question,
nature
does
check
it have
for that.
mushrooms in it?
probably to see if it's that. Sure.
So if you want
Yeah.
to see if it's like good to eat, then maybe nature check.
I guess you could wait to see if it moves.
Nature. Oh yeah, there we go. Nature check. I'll at least try.
I don't.
No
good.
clue.
It seems good.
And no one
heard-
seems to be dying, so I guess I'll eat some of it.
Honestly,
Okay.
by the time you finish your nature check, Ranvik and I have probably eaten a lot of it.
Yeah.
Well,
If we're
luckily
not
for
dead.
me, I'm not obsessed with mushrooms, so I can go over the other parts
Yes,
of the
the
meal.
other food. Yeah.
And you didn't also just eat garbage in town.
That's true. That's
Oh,
also
right.
true.
I thought you were talking to him.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, like
so-
has anyone smelled my breath since I got back?
I think I've been avoiding that.
Um,
I might perceive it, unfortunately, despite my wishes.
mhm.
Passive
Yeah.
perception 19 is
19
not
passive
all-
perception, baby.
I
It-
smell it and I'm like,
You're like, I really want that.
I want that, but also I know I really shouldn't want that.
And Yume, if she smells it, probably would just give you like a few leaves of mint to chew.
I rub
Yeah.
some mushrooms so it tastes like
Into the mints.
Yeah,
Into
that
the
wouldn't
mint.
work, but
Mint mushrooms. Ooh.
Yes. Yes. Yep. So yeah. But yeah, so she prepares food, and after you guys eat for a while, she basically is like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
Okay.
And when she does that, she kind of like goes and let's see. I can't remember. Do elves have like? Is it like a trance state they go into, or
Yes.
is
Yep.
that a different? Okay.
4 hours.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they transfer less time.
Yep. So she
Oh
just
no,
like
she can wake up in the middle of the night and start playing music with Smiler again.
But you don't know that.
yeah, in 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so yeah, basically she just kind of goes and sits like crisscross applesauce like under a tree, and then just kind of like zones out
Okay.
for 4, however long, So yeah, nothing really happens during the night. So
I will
if you
say,
guys-
you guys will dream of like being amazing people that are, and you're doing basically whatever you want, and you're awesome at it.
Cool.
It's kind of like
So like
lucid
normal.
dreaming,
yeah,
but like it's just very, very intense. Like almost, it feels like you're awake, but you feel so powerful, and it's just a really, really good dream.
hmm and you wake up feeling refreshed after all of that. So
Are there any
Um,
mushrooms in that drink?
If you want there to be, yes, there are.
Are you asking me, Andrew, or me, Kaevin?
Chaos.
It's
All right,
It's,
I
yeah,
am
whatever
a
you want.
mushroom in my.
That's amazing.
Bertold continues to stay somewhat strong, though he has started to eat mushrooms more.
Yes. So so next morning you guys get up and you guys, I'll say, you guys reach Black Vale and all of that. So as you guys are entering through at the end of the bridge, like right where the Crucible, that city is, they have it sectioned off because an army just left from there. So as you guys approach, some guards probably stop you, but you have your rite of passage. They let you through. Um, they're like, great, whatever. And you guys proceed through. Do you? Yeah. If you want to stop in the city, you can. But if you want to just keep going, that's also fine. For like the landscape around here, obviously there are some woods, but it's mostly like farmland and like
No.
fields, and whatnot. Like most of at least on the map here, most of the brown areas, that's all like farmland. Because the Black Vale is called Black Vale because of the rich black soil that is underneath the earth. That's where its name came from. But there's that. You also notice as you come up to the city, there's like this big tower that has like little spindles of things that go off of it. Um, if you guys want, you can give me a history check. Because I don't think any of you are from Black Vale specifically, but okay.
Nope.
That's interesting. But you notice like there's this tower that is kind of in the middle of the city with these little spindly things coming off of it, and then as you look out across like the horizon, you can see that there's another one, and then another one.
Down the
Like-
road, yeah.
Yeah. There's just these every like I don't know.
Also,
many-
one thing you should note, like as soon as you get across the bridge, the road is like much, much better quality.
Sam, how far apart did you say these towers were?
Like I don't know, maybe like every few miles, maybe. Nah, maybe farther than that. I don't know. How far how far? Like,
You can
there's
see
definitely
to
like
the
around the populated areas. Yeah,
down the
like
road.
the one here. If you look down the road, you can see that there's one like kind of at the edge of the horizon or whatever. So however far that is, but as you continue to travel, you see once you see one and get to like where it is and keep looking, you can see there's another one. So it seems like they're spaced out enough that you can see one tower from another.
And they're concentrated in like heavily populated areas.
Yeah.
They are specifically on the main road, and it seems to be the city.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said in the city, like this
Yeah.
city.
One. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like this is the
Well,
city
no,
where you guys
Crucible.
are coming
You guys
in.
are close
Like,
to
there's-
Crucible.
Oh, okay, got it.
But yeah, there's one like in the middle, and then like down the road, and then as you get up to that one, you can see there's another one down the road, and things like that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, they're made out of like a dark stone, but they have like stone and metal, and the little spindly things, like you see that they have like. It's interesting because it's there's like this almost like they like light up every once in a while with like a very small like lightning bolts.
They light up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they like occasionally you'll see like a little like lightning bolt like a little spark or something almost kind of go around the little spindly bits.
Around the spindly bits of the tower. Where are these spindly bits?
There's like iron bits that are like coming off of the tower.
Like buttresses?
Yeah.
Kind of think of it like if you took a crown and you pulled all of the spines outward, so that it kind of looks like it splays out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Oh, and then like a Tesla coil, like it sparks around those guys.
Yeah, it sparks around them.
Thank you, Brian.
you're welcome. I'm helping.
Yes. So yeah.
Cool.
So we'll say. So overall, the travel since you're on horses it's probably to go through Black Vale up to the Veiled City. If you're going there without stopping, it's probably like a week to get from where you were through Black Vale and up. So, travel for about a week. Tim, would yume
Yes.
summon her friend again?
No, she
after
wouldn't because of the roads, basically.
Oh, right, yeah, because you're
Yeah.
in. One thing that you do notice is every time you guys pass by one of those, or not every time, like
No, it's the
after
whole
you guys
road.
pass, right, yeah, but as you're going through the towers or whatever, you may mention something that she's like, that it feels like colder here. Or something like that. She's like, yeah, it's weird, I feel like, and she feels like muted almost while
she
in this
immediately
land.
there's like less of a flush to her face, and she starts to like sag in her saddle a little bit.
As a magic user, do I feel anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like fatigued or exhausted? Or less in touch with my ability to cast spells?
Less in touch with your ability
Yes.
to cast spells.
Yes.
Would I have any insight? Since it's happening to me, would I have any insight on why
roll
that
insight
would cause that? Or would it be...
You could roll
Insight
insight. Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
So, from like, especially because you like, there's like this almost waxing and waning effect as you get closer and farther away from the towers. So you deduce that these towers are some sort of magical suppressant. Like there's something that they do to suppress magic when you're.
Would I be able to tell
around them.
what it is about the tower?
No.
It's
It's
hard
like
to
a science,
know with-
so it's really, really weird.
hard to know without the like knowing how these things are made or the technology behind it, which is far beyond anything that any of you have like experienced before.
Okay.
So as you guys approach the Veiled City, that is where we will pick up next time on D&D.